So some of the key points that I took away from the article, the first one being that Houston, Texas is like the most popular place to go for medical tourism. Um, it's known as the largest medical center and it's an international healthcare destination. So people are coming here, traveling all over the world to undergo these surgeries. And these surgeries can range anywhere from like cosmetic to life saving procedures. And then you have like some people, they do decide to travel elsewhere, like out of the country, and for all these different procedures because of the efficiency. Um, so the procedure might be cheaper, but they're getting this like little luxury vacation out of it because they have the extra funds because of it. They get like a full package involved. Some procedures are a lot cheaper than other places in the states. And also doctor restrictions, like in your local area, maybe the doctor won't do the procedure because of like your age or your BMI or any other kind of health concern. But there are foreign doctors who will do the procedure regardless of those certain health concerns. So then people want to go. Obviously, if they can get it done, they find someone who's going to do it, they're going to want to go and do it. So the most common procedures done from what I was able to search up, um, like on these medical tourism trips, I guess you can call it, is cosmetic surgery. That takes up about 13% of these procedures. I mean, we have like cancer treatments, you have organ transplantation, and then like dental procedures. And dental procedures actually take up 50% of those. So when I think of that, I think of like when people go get like veneers. They get them, they even go like out of the country sometimes to get those. So, like, that's one of the things that I think about. And then in the TED Talk video, I like how she is able to share with us like the benefits and the challenges of medical tourism. Like although it is way cheaper to do it in other places, is it the best option? Is it the cleanest? Is the facility great? Are the doctors great? So you just kind of have to think like weigh out your pros and your cons. Uh, she also mentioned like when something goes wrong, like who is responsible for that. Um, Another thing to think about. And then the lack of transparency with like organ donor, for instance, uh, like maybe someone donated, one of their organs for money. They're not transparent about how much they're getting paid, or maybe they weren't getting paid as much as they said or as much as they thought. It's a lot less, so it kind of lacks some transparency and they're kind of blindsided in that way. And then you think, so we have these people traveling from different areas to a new location to get these procedures done, but there's obviously like a local population there. So are the people that are traveling, are they taking away from those resources from those local population? Because obviously they need those procedures too. So how much resources are being taken away from those people? And then like another medical tourism that I kind of like looked it up and was trying to think about would be the IVF fertility treatment, which is actually known as fertility tourism. And so like the cost of it in the United States, and this is just if like we were doing it in the United States, but an IVF cycle can cost anywhere between $14,000 to $20,000. Whereas if you go somewhere else, maybe out of the country, you're only going to be paying $4,500 to $8,000. So that's literally your price is cut in half. So there may be people out there that want to start a family and want to go through this, but IVF is a lot of money. So if they didn't have like that amount of funds that they needed, then of course they're gonna go elsewhere to be able to start their family. Um, and then like another benefit is, although, or it's like it's not a benefit, but like although the price is lower, like you have to spend time away from your family. So like if you get IVF from someone who is familiar, you're able to stay closer to home. You're able to like create that bond. Maybe you get to know your doctors a little bit more. Whereas you go somewhere that you're not familiar with, you're working with you don't have like much time, maybe a small window to be able to become familiar with like the team that you're working with. And I think with this type of like procedure and treatment, it's very personal, so it's good to like build that team that you're familiar with, and comfortable with. um and so like the time frame for this type of treatment, you require like 10 to 21 days for the egg donor, and then like the recipient, they'll need to be close to the facility center for about a week and maybe even longer. You know, you got to do all this different testing. You got to make sure that it's all right and that you're able to, the IVF is successful. Um, and so these are like some of the pros and cons to the medical tourism to decide about treatment, or you know, if you want to, if it's easier to stay closer to home or to go everywhere else. Or obviously everywhere else is evolving, but there are pros and cons to it.